is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Property Show North Edition. I am Shweta Kothari and with me in the studio is Akash Bansal, Business Head North and Director of Lysis Forus, who will take your specific questions and call out top projects in every budget. Welcome to the show, Akash. And before we take your queries, let's see what we have lined up for you today. Property prices in Delhi NCR witness a correction after government's demonetization drive. Is there a silver lining for prospective home buyers? We find out. Also coming up, Delhi is all set to notify stringent RERA rules. Will it bring in the much needed relief for home buyers? Meanwhile, Noida District Administration talks tough, warns developer to get their buyers register flats or face action. Also on the show, would-be value for money buys in residential markets of Noida. Plots that are worth your money in Gurgaon. Best 3 BHK deals in the property destination of Mohali. And finally, top budget buys in Bhiwadi. Our top story, the government's recent move to demonetize 500 and 1000 rupee currency notes has taken everybody by surprise, and none more so than the Indian real estate sector and the Delhi NCR property markets, where maximum deals are being put on hold. What will be the impact of demonetization on the property prices? Chanakya Bhatia brings you the story.
Delhi's property market has taken a hit post-demonetization. Deals are getting cancelled and transactions are being put on hold. Delhi, being a secondary market, is built around property owners reselling homes that they have obtained from the primary market. And there is no hiding in the fact that almost all transactions have good amount of cash involved. Now, post-demonetization, property prices are witnessing correction here.
See, there were some independent floors being sold in South Delhi. One which was available at 3.25 a week back. Now the developers are, even willing to give it at 2.25 or maybe 2.35. So there's a sudden impact in the prices, but this will not last for long. When they realize that there are better options, they may still increase the prices. But as of today, the rates have come down by about 25-30%, I feel.
Experts believe that areas where there is a difference between market rate and circle rate will see reduction in price. Not just that, luxury properties will see the maximum impact.
The maximum number of impact will be majorly in Lutons, for example, Jorbad, Rolf Links, where the circle rate and the market price, the drag was pretty high. So, it's about the attitude of the public, the customer, the buyer and the seller. They generally would accept a lot of, the trash portion also. But considering now, a lot of deals are off the table because all of a sudden now they have to consider all checked or the deal is off the table.
Not just Delhi, markets of Noida and Gurgaon have also taken a hit, where registration of properties has seen a dip by 40 to 45%.
Gurgaon Tehsil, yes, there is significant reduction, 40-45%. In other Tehsils, there is 12 to 15% reduction. It seems the move was good, that's what the initial numbers indicate.
There is no doubt that the realty sector has taken the worst hit. What's good, properties will now be sold as per the circle rate, and most localities will see a price correction, bringing the property within the reach of many. Chanakya Bhatia for NDTV.
So that's Delhi and NCR's property market taking a hit after demonetization drive. Our very first caller, Praveen, is on the phone line. Praveen, go ahead with your question.
My query is I'm looking for a 2 BHK in Noida or Gurgaon, but confused about location as where to purchase and which is a better location. And I have seen Anjara Ambrosia in Noida, sector 118. Please suggest about this project, about also the location which is better and has a better connectivity.
So Akash, Praveen is confused between locations, Noida and Gurgaon, to be particular for his purchase. What's your suggestion?
See, he's looking at Ajnara Ambrosia, so I believe his budget would be in the range of around 50 to 60 lakh for a 2 BHK, and I doubt that he would get certain good number of projects in Gurgaon in this price range. So I would recommend him to look for Noida, where there is an ample supply of this price range apartment. So he should look at Noida, and in Noida he should look at the Noida Greater Noida Link Road, where Ajnara Ambrosia location is, and the location is very good and emerging location, owing to the ITS development in the immediate vicinity, and there are educational institutions. There are proposed metro station which is likely to improve the connectivity and likely to improve the price points also of this particular micro market. And if you look at the connectivity, it's hardly around 5 to 7 kilometers from the Noida city center, around 8 to 10 kilometers from Atta market. When we talk about numbers, this micro market has around 84 projects in total, with a total supply of around 70,000 units, with an unsold inventory of around 21,000 units. The weighted average price in this micro market ranges around 5,500 rupees a square feet, whereas this micro market has seen a negative of 1.3% growth in last 3 years. So, as I mentioned, then you should look for the Noida Greater Noida Link Road. Then couple of projects which we can recommend. Number one is your choice, Ajnara Ambrosia, which is in sector 118 of Noida, and the price here is around 4,100 rupees a square feet, and you can get a 2 BHK of around 1,095 or a 1,255 square feet in this particular project. The other options which you can explore in the same micro market is, one of them is Aldico Inspire, which is likely to be completed by 2017, where the price is in the range of 4,000 to 4,200 in a resale market. So you can go ahead with that. This is in sector 119 of Noida. Third project which you can look at is a Supertech Romano, which is in resale. It is in the range of 3,800 to 4,200, whereas the builder quoted price is somewhere around 4,800 to 4,850 rupees. So the 2 BHK size in this apartment would range somewhere around 1,020 to 1,250 square feet. So this is likely to be delivered by mid of 2018. So you can invest into any of these projects. Like if you have to shortlist one of them, Ajnara Ambrosia, and we recommend that Ajnara Ambrosia and Supertech Romano. Ajnara Ambrosia would be preferred owing to its affordable pricing. Further, Supertech, there are certain, you should check out some ready to move in apartment by Supertech and Ajnara to understand which developer is giving you the better post delivered facilities and all. So you can invest into any of these apartments.
So Praveen, it's a go ahead for your choice of Ajnara Ambrosia by Ajnara India. The project is expected to complete by end of 2017. Important landmarks near the project include prominent schools like Indian National Public School, Pragati Public School, Raghav Global School, Manav Rachna International Schools. The Noida city centre and metro is in the close vicinity of approximately 7.5 kilometers. You also have Fortis Hospital, which is located at a distance of 8 kilometers from the site. Amenities in the project include club restaurant, sports facilities, meditation centre, party lawn, swimming pool, among others. We also have two more recommendations for you. The first is Eldelco Inspire. It's under construction and in possession is expected by the end of 2017, located in sector 119. It is very much close to the upcoming FNG, which is the Faridabad Noida Ghaziabad corridor. It is also very close to NH24, easily accessible to Noida city centre metro station. Project amenities include clubhouse, swimming pool with gymnasium, sauna, jacuzzi, sports facility, party lawn, convenience retail shops, among others. Our second recommendation for you is Supertech Romano by Supertech Limited, located in 1118 sector of Noida. You can get a flat here for rupees 4,000 per square foot. The project is under construction and the possession is expected by the end of 2017. It is also located on FNG Expressway and is surrounded by prominent schools like Indian National Public School, Pragati Public School, and amenities include clubhouse, sports facility, convenience retail shops, among others. Our next query is from Saurabh Pahuja. Saurabh writes that he is interested in buying a plot in Gurgaon. His budget is 1 crore. Akash, what do we have for him?
See, in Gurgaon, if he's looking at a plotted development, I think he should go for new Gurgaon area, which is largely a plotted apartment, like an integrated development is there, and he will get a number of good integrated large-scale developments like Vatika, DLF, Sare. And but he will have to slightly increase his budget. Like I think his budget is around 1 CR, and he will have to slightly increase his budget by around 15 to 20 lakhs, so that he can get a good 200 square yard, minimum 200 square yard plot in that particular micro market. If we look at the micro market, it's hardly around 5 minutes drive from NH8. Sector starting from 80s to sector 99. All these are the new Gurgaon, and it's an integrated development. However, the social infrastructure and in present scenario is not very well developed, but but if you look at the integrated developments in those areas, so all the hospitals, schools, and all the social infrastructure is likely to come up once people start residing in those areas. When we talk about numbers, there are around 87 micro projects in this particular micro market, with around 47 to 48,000 inventory, with an unsold inventory of around 10 to 11,000 units. And when we talk about the weighted average price, the price here ranges around 6,200 rupees a square feet, and the area has seen a negative of around 2% per annum growth in last 3 years. So this is a good time to invest into this particular micro market, largely in the plotted development. And if we have to suggest a couple of good options in this particular area, then one of them is a Vatika India Next, which is by Vatika Group in sector 82 and 83, and this is a part of integrated 700 acres integrated development, and he will get around 200 square yard, which is around 2160 square feet of plot in this particular area, and builder has started giving possession of the plot, so he can invest into that. Second project is a DLF Garden City. This is in sector 91 and 92. Here he will get the plot of upward of 200 square yards, right around 2340 square feet. This is also a completed project where builder has started giving the possessions, and this is a 163 acres integrated development, and the price here would be somewhere around 4,500 to 5,000 rupees a square feet of plot area. Third project which we can recommend is a Ramprastha city, which is in sector, which is around 160, more than 160 or 170 acres integrated development, and the price here is around 4,500 to 4,900 rupees a square feet, and he can get a unit size, like a plotted size of around 1,800 square feet. The possession of this particular project is likely to be in 2017, so he can invest into any of these projects.
So we have shortlisted 3 projects for you. The first is Vatika India Next by Vatika Group. The second is DLF Garden City by DLF. And the third is Ramprastha City by Ramprastha Group. So if you're looking to buy a property or need any advice on buying or selling a home, then write to us at property@ndtv.com. Please don't forget to leave your full name, contact number, so that our team can get in touch with you. Next we have is Shivam Virani, who is on the phone line. Shivam, go ahead with your question.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. My budget is around 60 lakhs and I'm looking for a 3 BHK option in and around Mohali.
Alright Akash, so Shivam is looking for a 3 BHK. His budget is 60 lakh. What do we have for him?
See, in Mohali, if he's looking at a 60 lakh rupees budget for around 3 BHK, then he should look for some sort of affordable projects, because Mohali has a mixed kind of project. It has a project upward of 1.5 CRs, and it has a project in the range of 40 to 50 or 50 to 60 lakh rupees budget also. So the areas that we would recommend him is in Kharad Landra Road or a Kharad Banud Road, where he will get an ample inventory of this price range. And when we talk about Mohali, Mohali is there is a lot of infrastructure initiatives happening in Mohali, and there's a metro rail project under PPP model, and there's a proposed international or expansion of existing international airport. So and there's a IT city or a knowledge park proposed in sector 81 of Mohali. So there's a lot of infrastructure initiatives. So it is a good time to invest into Mohali area. And when we talk about the numbers, like the project, the Mohali Mohali area has around 66 projects with a total inventory of around 21,000 units, with the unsold inventory of around 7,900 units. And inventory overhang in this micro market is around 34 months, and the area has seen annualized return of 0.3% per annum in last 3 years. If we talk about the average price in this area ranges around 2,800 to 2,900 rupees a square feet. Now if we have to suggest a couple of good options where he can invest and he can get a good ready to move in project, then one is a Acme Height Extension 2, which is by Pioneer Group in sector 117. The price here ranges around 2,900 to 3,200 rupees a square feet, and which is a ready to move in, and this is a plus point. Second project which he can look at is a North Valley. This is by SBP Group in sector 127 of Mohali. The price here is around 2,500 to 2,800. So 3 BHK here would be around 1,800 square feet. This is also a ready to move in. Third project which you can look at is Aereo Rise. This is by Aereo Developers, and this is in sector 99. The price here is slightly on a higher side. This is 3,700 to 3,800 rupees a square feet. The unit sizes are starting from 1,511 to 1,600 square feet. So this is also a ready to move in project, because this is largely into the developed or most developed sectors. So that is why the price in Aereo Rise is slightly on a higher side. So he can invest into any of these 3 options.
So well, Shivam, we have 3 projects that we recommend you. One is Acme Heights by Pioneer Group of Companies. The second is North Valley by SBP Group, and the third is Aereo Rise by Aereo Builders. Next, we have Surendra Tiwari, who has written to us. He's looking for a ready to move in 2 BHK in Greater Noida. His budget is 40 lakhs. Akash, what do we have for him?
See, for Noida, like in this price range, he should look at Noida Extension, which is a Greater Noida West. Like in this micro market, there's a lot of affordable and the low price apartments and projects available, which are in the different stages of development. You know, he can get a ready to move in apartment in this particular micro market. And if we look at the connectivity and the locations, you know, it's hardly around 10 to 12 kilometers from city center and around 12 to 13 kilometers from Noida, Atta market of Noida. And there's a very smooth connectivity via Noida Expressway, Yamuna Expressway, NH24. So that makes this micro market a very well connected micro market with the NCR. And if we talk about numbers, you know, there are around 100 projects in this particular area with a total inventory of around 95,000 units with an unsold inventory of around 45,000 units. So if we talk about weighted average price, the price here is largely ranging around 3,500 rupees a square feet, and the area has seen an annualized return of 0.7% per annum in last 3 years. Now, if we have to select a couple of good options where you can invest, one of them is Gore City 1, which is by Gorson's Developers. This is a ready to move in property, and 2 BHK here would be around 860 square feet, and 2 BHK plus study would be around 1100 to 1200 square feet. So price here is 3,750 rupees a square feet. Second project which you can look at is a Cherry County by ABA Group. The possession of this particular project was started in early 2016, and for select towers the possession is likely to be by end of 2016. And the price in this particular project is around 3,890 rupees per square feet. Third project which you can look at is a Stellar G1, which is a ready to move in property, and the price here in a resale market would be around 3,750 to 4,000 rupees a square feet, and he can get a good 2 BHK or a 2 plus 1 BHK starting from 1,000 square feet to 1,200 square feet. So he can invest into any of these 3 projects.
So Surendra, here's what we have for you. The Gore City 1, Phase 1 by Gorson's India, the Cherry County by ABA Corp, and Stellar G1 by Stellar Group. Here are the 3 recommendations that we have for you. Moving on, good news for home buyers in Delhi. The government is preparing to roll out the real estate regulatory rules by 27th of November 2016. The much-awaited RERA rules in Delhi come at a time when UP and Gujarat state governments are being criticized for diluting RERA provisions. The government, however, is promising stronger legislation in Delhi. Here's the story. Weeks after UP and Gujarat governments notified real estate rules, Delhi is set to follow suit. However, unlike preceding states, government sources say they have no intention of watering down RERA rules in Delhi.
There is a provision in the Real Estate Regulatory Act that all ongoing projects who have not taken the completion certificates will have to get themselves registered with a regulatory authority. Now different governments are making dilution in this rule. In fact, this is the biggest problem. In Gujarat, as you know, that they have already said that the developing projects or the ongoing projects, they will not be brought under the purview of registration with RERA. Similar thing has been done in Uttar Pradesh.
Experts cried foul after Gujarat decided to keep ongoing projects out of RERA, while UP tweaked the definition of ongoing projects. Delhi, however, is planning to come up with stringent measures. Among other RERA provisions, the Urban Development Ministry is proposing the following in Delhi: simplification of procedure for project registration, inclusion of ongoing projects under RERA. Research agencies point out that the number of ongoing projects in Delhi stand at a bare minimum of 29. So the governments won't have to pull many handles to get a stringent RERA through. What's difficult, however, is, as experts say, to make authorities accountable for delay in permissions.
So one of the biggest things that we would want states to include is the single window clearance if they can. I don't know if the government, if the national center would permit it, but if the single window clearance comes in, if somehow the government authorities are also penalized, if the delay, if the fault is at their end, I think that would be a masterstroke in this particular respect. And plus, I think all the projects which are ongoing, all the projects which are delayed, all the developers which have defaulted, they should be penalized.
As various states prepare to meet November 27th deadline for notifying RERA, homebuyers across the country are hoping that states will adhere to centre's provisions, namely strict penalty in case of delays and inclusion of ongoing projects in RERA without ifs and buts. Shweta Kothari for NDTV. With that, it's time for break. Coming up next, value for money homes in the property markets of Noida and Ghaziabad.